Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe. So we have two topics today. I'll go over that in a second. But first, I have a free giveaway for you guys. 30 minutes free one-on-one, whether you need to talk about things or just want to chit chat, make a new friend. That's the giveaway, 30 minutes free. Zoom call, regular call, whatever you guys want. So I had mentioned that I'm wearing purple nail polish. I started school today, meeting the kids, and the school colors are purple. So creatures of habit. We're kind of doing like a little investigative stuff. How long before I switch back to pink or maybe red? Usually it's pink nail polish, because we are creatures of habit. So I'm doing this. It's team spirit. We'll see how long I wear it. But the first person to notice gets a free 30 minutes one-on-one. Comment below and you can win. So the topics today, one is I have a viewer who is kind of struggling with when he was talking to his narcissistic person. She was like, quit playing the victim. And he's trying to comprehend, like, I don't get why she's saying that I was the victim when I'm just trying to explain myself. So that's the second topic. First topic I want to get to is this is the comment. Yeah, I forgot accountability was a woman's worst enemy. So you're telling me right now you didn't see one red flag of narcissistic tendencies before having a baby with this person. That's pretty sad. So I had two narcissists in my life, talking about the red flags. Yes, I did have a baby with this person. And did I see any red flags? Some, but we are all different kinds of people. And sometimes too, when we interpret things, we kind of wonder, did I interpret that the right way? Or we're not all perfect. So if they were a little short with you, I had some diet energy pills, and it was more for the energy. I didn't really need it for the diet, but I took one a day. I wasn't doing it every meal, things like that. I only took it in the morning. So they were in my car just because when I went to school, they were there and I took it on the way there. So my ex went through my car, cleaned it. So was he being nice or was he searching my car? He's a clean freak. So was that a red flag or was he being nice? It's hard to say. I still don't know. And then the next thing is he said fat is better than fucked up. So he's kind of like harsh with the way he said his words to me. Because he's always into bodybuilding. I told you guys right after I had my daughter, he knew exactly what I weighed. Sometimes your weight fluctuates 1 or 2 pounds. Either way, you can lose the weight, gain it back, lose it 2 days in a row, gain a little back. He knew, and I didn't even ask him, but he knew. Was that a red flag or is he just hyper vigilant because he's a bodybuilder? So there are some red flags, but we all have red flags. I have red flags. You have red flags. We all have good days, bad days. Now, based on the wording of this person, there's really no empathy for what I went through. And I can't say for sure that this person is a narcissist. There's a trigger in the words that I said. The video short that I did was based on, having a child with a narcissist, and how to protect yourself and things that might happen. But this person right now, so you're telling me right now, they're already not believing me. And they could have asked it different, but there's some anger in the way this statement. Yeah, I forgot accountability was a woman's worst enemy. So instead of being direct, it's kind of like a sarcastic, like get it together, and they want to say it directly, but they're saying it sarcastically. There's some trigger. So this person was probably screwed over by a woman. Could have been a teacher, could have been a parent, an aunt, ex-girlfriend, sister. That's a trigger. And empathetically, I should try to understand and be there for this person. Or any little red flag. We all have red flags. So I have taken accountability, and that's part of it too, is we ruminate about these things. We feel guilt. And I still to this day don't know who was at fault in this situation. Because he had called off the wedding. He wanted to postpone it, but he couldn't tell me why. And what do we work on is I got uncomfortable because I didn't have anybody there for me. He is breaking a promise to me. And am I the one because I left? Because he unsettled the foundation of moving forward and building a life. We already had a daughter together. We were living together. It's not like we were just dating outside. We were a family. And, his family broke up and his mom did his dad pretty dirty. He had needed to have a kidney transplant. He was in the hospital. She went off with somebody else and took everything, even down to even the last fork, left him with nothing while he was in the hospital. So, there are red flags. I left. I'm religious, but also sometimes we're hypocritical. I had a child out of marriage. Um, you know, uh, Everybody has red flags. Everybody does. But you can see anger in the way these are stated. But would this person be somebody who is hurt, or is this person a narcissist? So he's asking me, you didn't see one red flag? Well, this person would end up alone because this is a red flag right here, the way it's worded. But I'm not saying the person's a narcissist. I don't know them well enough. And that's the same with the people that we have relationships with. Sometimes it's not seen until years later. He had given me a lie about some ice festival or whatever. And then I didn't put two and two together because I knew it was in the winter. I never went there. I didn't have any reason to question, but the dates, I ended up driving past a billboard. I'm like, whoa, that's not matching up to what he said. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's kind of like you're busted. Because it was like we got back together. So on the timing thing. So yeah, there's red flags, but some of them don't unfold till later. And the other one, I also want to talk about what I learned at PD today. I'm on lunch break, so I can't stay too long. But professional development, we had the speaker, and he's pretty well renowned and in the teacher world, but he did a great PD. But this one teacher was struggling, and she came to him and said, like, you have a really good rapport with the kids, like, how do you do it? Like, this guy dresses up in costumes and he's super high energy, he's a magician, and also does all these different things, really creative. And so she's like, well, it's easy for you, you're creative. And he kept saying these 6 words that ate at him and really bothered him. So it's really easy for you, you're creative. Is she a narcissist? It's really easy for you, you're creative. And it ate him up. So he went into it saying, she didn't take accountability. Like, yeah, I wish I was creative. It's a struggle for me. I need to try harder. She took away his hard work. He said, I've been doing this at that time for 17 years. She totally discounted all his hard work, all the failed lessons, all the lessons he had to learn to make it work to be a successful teacher. And just that he's inherently creative, like he does it effortlessly. It's easy for you. It wasn't easy. So is that a narcissist? Sometimes when we talk, like sometimes we think I was like giving him a compliment. I said, you're creative. I was being polite. It's easy for you. You're creative. You're wonderful. But that's where that little hint of jealousy comes in. I'm jealous it's easy for you. I'm jealous I'm not as creative as you. And that's where the love is patient, love is kind, it's not jealous. And sometimes we're like, whoa, I didn't realize that's being jealous. Is she a narcissist? She loves children. She's a teacher, passionate, educated. So do we miss red flags? Well, we're not going to have anybody in our lives if we don't give somebody a chance. So yeah, there are some red flags. But the waving huge red flags, the big old banners, those didn't show till later, after the discard. For me, some of you guys get it sooner. And there were some, I don't know, like it was very lonely. Some more silent treatment, but that's abuse. Where you tiptoe, you walk on eggshells, you're uncomfortable, you get, you know, uh, you clean the kitchen, and I got it's not yelled at because he wasn't screaming. He's like, "Can you tell me why you can't wipe down the counters like dryer?" And I'm not. I'm a good cleaner, but I'm not a exact cleaner. I'm not a perfectionist. So if I wipe down the counters and they're clean, I don't think, oh, they're going to air dry. Maybe leave some spots, but our counter wasn't a kind that leaves spots. So he's nitpicking everything I'm doing. The way I turn the toothpaste. If you guys have seen Sleeping with the Enemy, I slept with the enemy. Just very organized, which is fine, but it brought condemnation upon me. The other one that I want to address, though, is the viewer who interacting with this narcissist, saying that he's playing the victim. So this is where it gets tricky. Somebody starts the abuse. Okay. So if somebody's abusive to you, you either nip it in the bud or you leave. But once that reactive abuse happens, that's where, they say the victims, the abused is never it's never the victim's fault, but how we react is what's important. Because if I just go off of what the viewer has told me, because I've never met this person, but he's had some narcissistic tendencies of in response to the anger, we turn into narcissists in a way, because he wanted to get like physical. Some of the words that he used were pretty harsh, and he's relying on that it's unintentional, and he wants to explain himself. There's just poor communication. She didn't say what was irritating him, or he wasn't picking up on the clues. It just turned toxic. And because of poor communication, that's where it fell apart. Because if there's accountability and if there's communication, we've all met narcissists. 20-25% of the world, or at least America, is narcissistic. Could possibly be diagnosed. Not everybody goes to get diagnosed. Not everybody who goes to a therapist is honest. Sometimes it's hard to take accountability. Just like right now, if that teacher, if I brought her into my office as if I was a therapist, saying, you told this guy he was creative. Should you have done that? She'll be like, let's give him a compliment. And so it's how our mind works, what we focus on. She doesn't see the inner reflection. Whoa, I was jealous. I didn't realize I was jealous. She's not trying to hurt the person, but she did. She did. And that's why some of this abuse that we go through is subconscious. And some of you guys are going to say, well, quit being so sensitive. That's his life work. Maybe that's what's important to him. You say it to me, I don't think it bothers me. Sometimes it'll take a couple years, decades, for maybe me to go, I'm sick of nobody seeing how creative I am. Or when it matters, when my principal doesn't see it. Like Joe Blow's teacher doesn't see it. So we all have triggers. We all have what's important to us. And sometimes it's hard to understand. I could say I'm a teacher, and I want you to say, oh, your classroom looks great. I wanted you to talk about how I teach. We all have our sensitive spots. That's why they say there's no 100% grandiose narcissist, or the vulnerable. It depends on how much supply they're getting. Which tool do they need to use? You know, if they're starting to get frustrated, if the grandiose, if the hey, look at me, I'm making you look at me, and they're getting shot down too much, they're going to turn into vulnerable. And they can flip-flop between covert and overt. It's most dangerous when you can't see what is really going on. You can't see the manipulation, because when they're overt, when they're grandiose, you know, they seem boisterous and flamboyant and I don't even know, boisterous, exuberant, whatever they are, they're just high energy and they'll be acknowledging everybody. And is that toxic? It's false reality. That's where it turns toxic. Um, it's like they're putting on a show. And I don't want to fall in love with a character from a movie. I want to fall in love with the real person. And the vulnerable, they play the victim. So in the scenario of the second, was he playing the victim? He's trying to get his point across. And that's where we need to be validated. That narcissist too, explain what you're feeling. And then when I was talking to him too, he wanted to say, I'm sorry. But when we do that, we're kind of focusing. It's weird how it works. It's focusing on ourselves. I'm uncomfortable. I know I know I hurt you. So it seems like we're taking accountability, but we're not helping this person. Yeah, I screwed you over. Okay. Sorry. That person is empty, whether they're a narcissist or an empathetic person, they're left empty. And they do it to us too. We need to, you know, explain based on them, not based on us. I'm sorry, I can't stop crying. I miss you. We need to say, I know I hurt you. And this is what I did. This is how I will correct it. Offering solutions. And the thing with narcissists, though, is they give us promises and they don't uphold them. They don't try to change. And people are creatures of habit. We'll see what this lasts. How long? It's August 22nd, 2022. I put it on the 21st. And I'll refresh it. It's just my choice on what color I choose. So this could be 10 years till I retire, 12 years, 15, 15. But red flags, we need to pay attention to that. But everybody has red flags. This first viewer, you know, are they a narcissist or are they hurt? Are they reacting? You know, and that's the thing. It's so hard to explain because narcissists have been hurt. You know, hurt people hurt people. And you know, is it to the narcissistic level where they have 5 out of 9 of the traits of NPD? So we are all hurt. We all react to things. We all have triggers, but we're not all narcissists. Everybody has a little bit of narcissism in them. It's a survival technique. But if you guys have empathy, that's different. But that teacher, did she have empathy in that moment? No, she was jealous. She was frustrated with her job. And that's where things are falling apart in society. And I'll tell you how the school year goes, because we've dealt with COVID. More people are becoming narcissistic. We went into that survival mode. Some people lost their jobs, didn't have daycare, all that stuff. A lot of stressors. And I'll keep you guys posted. Let's see how long this lasts. A free 30 minutes, even just to say hi or one-on-one or share me a story. Sorry, topic requests are welcome. And I'll see you soon. Hope that helped.